Well, not the way we wanted to end this series on a Thursday afternoon at Rogers Center, because Kevin Gausman went out there and you had an opportunity to sweep one of the better offenses in baseball. Well, didn't happen. You lose 9-5. It's a little bit generous because you were down, 9-1, 9-2 at one point in the ball game. Yeah, you had 3 runs there in the 8th. Yeah, you were down 9-1, and then you scored 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, made it 9-5, made it cute. But in the end, you lose the ball game. It was over in third inning, it was 4-1, and then the 5th inning made it 7-1, and it was curtains after that. The offense wasn't great, right? 5 runs, they scored only 6 hits for the Blue Jays today, 3 solo shots, 2 from Alejandro Kirk, 1 from Jonathan Clase. But in the end, Kevin Gausman is the story. And he struggled. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, all of which were earned. Struck out 4, walked 3, and allowed 2 homers. Not a good day for him. It all started in the top half of the second inning. Eugenio Suarez with a 2-run shot. Then he hit a 2-run double in the 3rd. And then Pavin Smith hits a 2-run shot in the 5th, that was the gut punch, right? You allow that homer. At least at that point, you're down 4-1. But the 2-run shot made it 6-1. Randall Grichuk's sac fly made it 7-1. And then it just keeps adding on after that in the 6th inning. Not with Kevin Gausman on the hill, though. Again, made it interesting with an Alejandro Kirk solo shot in the 7th. Clase solo shot in the 8th. Vladdy gets an RBI double. Kirk gets an RBI single. You think maybe Craig's come back 9-5. No. That's where it ends, and the Blue Jays lose this ball game 9-5. But in the end, look, again, against one of the better offenses in baseball, they are 4th in runs, 10th in hits, 8th in average, 4th in OBP, 3rd in slug, 3rd in OPS, 3rd in home runs. They're one of the better offenses in freaking baseball. You won a series. I know they're a 500 team, and they're not great, but sweeping anybody is tough, let alone an offense that good. So to take 2 of 3, you'll take it. You won the series. I know winning the first 2, you're like, we want that last one. I get it. I wanted it too. But in the end, you won 2 of 3, and you have a series coming up against the Chicago White Sox. Enough said there. But let's start with Kevin Gausman. Okay? Because you could tell early on in the ball game he didn't quite have his stuff, but we have seen Kevin Gausman in the past regain himself kind of as the game goes along. Well, he just didn't seem to have it today. He did not seem to have it, and the numbers are starting to creep up on him, right? A 4.61 ERA, just like that. But what I found weird, and I made a TikTok about it today, yes, the ERA is high at 4.61, and he ended last season at 3.83. But even with the ERA at 3.83, he had a whip of 1.22. Even with the ERA being 4.61 after play today, the whip's only 1.12. So maybe nothing to go crazy about. You look at the strikeout numbers last year. He threw 181 innings. He had 162 strikeouts. That's significantly less than the previous year, where in 185 innings, he had 237 punch-outs. He was outstanding. Now this year, again, it's not 237 punch-outs worthy, but in 81 2/3 innings going into play today, he had 80 strikeouts. And he had 4 strikeouts and 4 1/3 today. So the strikeout numbers are still there. The whip is still fairly low. Because you even go back to his previous years in 2023. Hell, the 1.12 you see right now, that's the lowest as a Blue Jay. He ended the year in 24 at 1.22. He ended the 23 in 1.18. And 22 was actually 1.24. So the ERA is one thing, but the whip and the strikeouts are still in good shape. So is that maybe a sign that maybe it's not as bad as it looks like? I don't know. But in the end, he wasn't great today. That's the bottom line. He wasn't good enough today for the Blue Jays. Offensively, you didn't get much. 6 hits, 3 of which were Alejandro Kirk, 2 of which left the ballpark. You went 3 for 4, scored 2 runs, had 3 RBIs, 2 ding-dongs. Vladdy went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Barger 1 for 4 with a run scored. Jonathan Clase 1 for 3, obviously left the ballpark. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks for the Blue Jays offense. They just didn't get a whole lot going today until it was until it was over at 9-1. And look, it's going to happen. but you bounce back. And no better team to do it against than the freaking Chicago White Sox starting tomorrow night. Okay? Spencer Turnbull gets the ball for the Blue Jays going up against Davis Martin. He's actually been pretty good for them, but no strikeouts. 80 innings, only 53 punch-outs, but an ERA of 3.79, a whip of 1.23. It's decent. I don't know. Probably one of their better arms, I guess, because then you look at the next game, it's Aaron Savale, who they just picked off waiver, or did they trade for him? I can't remember how they got him. But Jose Barrios is on the mound for the Blue Jays on Saturday afternoon, and the Sunday matchup is Chris Bassett, and they don't have one for the White Sox as of yet. Look, you did a job earlier this month, I believe it was, against the Athletics. You won all 4. Did we go, whoa? No, we didn't. We were like, hey, fellas, good job. You did your job, and you beat the crap out of that pathetic ball club. The White Sox are no bueno. They're 23-52. They've lost 8 consecutive games. They are not good. I hate saying that you have to sweep teams because in sports and in baseball, it's never easy. But you got to sweep the White Sox. You do that, and you go 7-0 against those crap teams. Good stuff. You did your job. You won a series against the Diamondbacks, right? You win a series, and you get a series sweep against the White Sox. It'll put the Jays 9 games over 500, and they'd be in pretty damn good shape. But it all starts tomorrow night. Davis Martin and Spencer Turnbull is the pitching matchup there, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game, because who the hell enjoyed that? Hit the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys know that's already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition, of course, tomorrow. Well, actually, that video might not be uploaded tomorrow night. I got somewhere to be tomorrow night. It's going to be a late night. It might be uploaded before the game on Saturday. I can pretty much guarantee that one. All right? So you know what, guys? Yeah, where am I? Yeah, I'll talk to you Jays Edition. Maybe tomorrow night, probably Saturday, maybe late morning, early afternoon. We shall see, all right? So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and this game being over and we can put it to bed. Talk to you guys then.